Wow. Usually it's done after one has an aliyah to the Torah, and then they say the blessing, but they just mumble something. So I turned to Colleen and I said, we can do better than mumble. So she wrote this. It doesn't exist anywhere else yet, but I thought, what a beautiful way to say that we've gone through something so serious. And wow. Because it's Tu B'Av, it's such a special day of love, we're the only place that's going to do what we're about to sing now. Thank you.
I think it's so appropriate. So let's sing together. Wise men say, you know the words, you don't have them in front of you. Only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Would it be a sin? Come on, sing it out now. 'Cause I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows, like a river flows, surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, 'cause I can't help falling in love with you. No, I can't help falling in love with you.
Can you think of a better way to start a Tu B'Av service? And we're going to talk about the Jewish side of Elvis toward the end of the service as well, so you'll fully understand how we chose this and the other prayers that we've chosen. Tonight's a very special night because, well, you don't have me alone, thank God, doing all the singing. But with Cantor Michelle is coming back from a conference that she had on the East Coast, and Colleen is with us as our musician, summer musician in residence, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. But we also have some very special guests. We have Ruti and Sammy. Sammy, you're not going to sing as much, but we'll have you singing from your, which is good. But we're glad to have you with us. They're visiting this. Yesterday we had a wonderful program talking about the traditions of Israel and Holland and how it was all put together. And of course we had great food, and she gave us a recipe of sesame cookies that we've all enjoyed, and maybe you enjoyed tonight. We're going to begin with the lighting of our candles. I didn't choose any. Would anyone like to come up and light candles for us tonight? Thank you.
She looks like she can strike a match.
Yes.
I'll try my best. Lovely.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you. And we welcome you from Israel. I know you're here and you're speaking with many people about, it was called the Free Loan Society, now has a new name in Israel. And your first name? is with us. And we're going to hear more about it, not tonight, but in future programs, of how it's working throughout Israel. We turn in our prayer books to page 4 at the bottom of the page. Hine ma tov. How good and pleasant it is to have all of you with us tonight.
How awesome it is to be together. Say Shabbat Shalom to someone around you. Shabbat Shalom, Ruthie. Shabbat Shalom, Sammy. So happy you're here. Hine ma tov u'manai shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manai shevet achim gam yachad. Oh, hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manai shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manai shevet achim gam yachad.
The song or prayer of Shir HaMalot, many of us know from when we say grace after meals on Shabbat. And it refers to the pilgrims as Israelites where they would have a physical ascent. Ma'alot is the word as they were going up to Jerusalem. And there were 3 pilgrimage festivals in which they would do this. It was Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. But what I found so interesting is when they talk about the ascents, this is the song of ascents, that they would take 45 steps leading up to the temple, and then when they got to the top, this was the song of ascents. Well, we also have another Shir HaMalot, which we know, we're not going to sing tonight, but it's Shir HaMalot, and that's Esa Einai. So many of the Psalms began with that, where we talk about a song of ascents. But what we're talking about tonight with the song of ascents, it's not just climbing up the steps to the temple in Jerusalem, but rather it's symbolizing like a spiritual elevation, or a growth within our souls. So we're going to continue. It is found on your special handout sheets. Some of you may recognize it, and we're glad to have you joining together. Thank you.
continue on page 8.
Page 8 as we welcome the angels of peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzitchem l'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
I've always loved when the poetry could bring back memories from the 16th century, words that were said and sung, and Yedid Nefesh is one of them. That was at the seminary. This was one where we always would be starting our Shabbat service. It was attributed to the Kabbalist, Rabbi Elazar ben Moshe. It was first letters of each of the 4 verses make up the 4 letters of the name of God. So everything had special meaning. It's also found on your special song sheets at the bottom. It talks about, I'm yearning for your love. A little bit of Tu B'Av.
A little bit of it. Let's dig into that yearning that we feel in our souls for love, for belonging, for peace, for the source of all blessing. Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatak. Beautiful. Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatak. Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatak. Oh Adonai ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatak. I am yearning. I am yearning. I am yearning, 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 yearning for your love. Oh, I am yearning. I am yearning, 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 yearning for your love. Oh, I am yearning. I am yearning, 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 yearning for your love. I am yearning. I am yearning, 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 yearning for your love. Oh, yearning, yearning, yearning for your love. Oh, yearning, yearning, yearning for your love. Oh, nafshi cholat ahavatach.
As we travel around the world, I think one of the most exciting things is to visit the other Jewish sites that some people look for the Eiffel Tower, others look for a synagogue. In Amsterdam, there's so many other sites to see, but we chose to go to Anne Frank's synagogue in Amsterdam, where her father also prayed, Otto Frank. And I think when you go in, it's not just a matter of saying, I saw the site and this is what the synagogue was like, but you hear the music. And it is a spectacular synagogue where everyone knew the song. The cantor was able to sing it, and instead of just singing Lecha Dodi one more time, it comes inside of you, like you just can't imagine. That's what we have on page 16. It's a beautiful rendition, Lecha Dodi, as we welcome the Sabbath bride. Lecha Dodi,
Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmianu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad L'Shemu Tiferet V'Litzila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'nelcha Ki Mekor HaVeracha Berosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'machshavat Tchila Lecha Dodi Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Verse 3 Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha Kumi Tzei Mitoch HaHafecha Rav Lach Shevet Lemek Hamacha Behu Yamor Alayichem La Lecha Dodi Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekabela.
The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzola toch enei am segula boi chala
Bowie,
all together. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela. Lecha Dodi, ay, 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 Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekabela.
You may be seated. One of the things that we always try, whether it's here on the creek or on the top of the mountain, is that when you leave, you don't just leave and say, I sang a song or I read some words, but you have to have something inside of you that was special. And well, that song always hits me because of memories that I've had or perhaps that you'll have from here. Just for today is a wonderful reading on page 23, taken 1921 from the Boston Globe. And I usually don't take such a long walk to the back, but they're here from South Carolina. So I'm going to have them lead us responsively. Page 23. I'll go all the way back to you.
And while
You're always here, but you think you can hide in the back. You can't.
Just for today, just for today. Just as a meditation, let's sing. Just for today, just for today.
live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable. Do my best to praise people for what they can do, not for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. Appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show even if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet to relax. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Just for today, just for today. All together now. Just for today, just for today. One more time, just our voices. Just for today, just for today.
And as we turn to page 24 and rise, we'll continue with our call to worship, the Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la la Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
May be seated. The beautiful song and prayer of Erev Shoshanim. It's one that we do at weddings. We do it as the ketubah is being signed, and it's just one of the most beautiful songs I know coming out of Israel. It translates to the Evening of Roses and talks about on this Tu B'Av beauty and romance and tranquility. But the rose is really symbolic of, well, making a fitting motif, I think, for a romantic song. But it's more than a song because it's a celebration of love, beauty. Its lyrics, it resonates throughout Israel, throughout anywhere that it's sung. And once again, it's found on our sheets. On the back side, Erev Shoshanim, an Evening of Roses.
שושנים נצאנה אל הבוסתן כמו בשמים ולבנה לרגלך מפתן לילה יורד לאט ורוח שושן נושבה שיר בלט זמר של אהבה שחר מעיונה ראשך מלא טללים פיך אל הבוקר שושנה אכתבנו לי לילה
page 30. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Ve'ahavta
Et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha U'v'chol nafshecha U'v'chol me'odecha Ve'hayu Advarim Ho'ele Asher Anochi Mitzadcha Hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha
V'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha Uv'lechtecha v'derech U'shachbecha u'v'kumecha U'kshartam le'ot al yadecha Ve'hayu letotafot b'einecha U'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha U'visharecha Leman tizkeru V'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'tem kedoshim le'elechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
We continue responsively on page 34 with a very special prayer for peace throughout the world. On this Shabbat evening, as we seek peace and comfort, shield us from the hatred and destruction that plague so many corners of our world and console those in need.
May
God provide peace and comfort in the refuge of his wings. Protect us from concerns and distress, and keep us from thinking clearly. May we live each day with honesty, grace, and integrity, so we may lie down each night free from worry and angst, and awake each morning with renewed life.
Grant us good counsel, so will we make each day worthy of your promises.
Guard our going forth and our coming in,
and bless us with life and peace.
May we always feel protected in the shadow of your wings. Blessed are you, eternal God, whose shelter of peace spreads over us, over all people, and over Jerusalem. As we continue on page 36 at the bottom of the page, because in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. V'shamru.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leonam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit
are those who have said it's got to be a really easy job to be a rabbi or a professional singer and song leader. Because what do they do all week? They just have to show up on Friday night and they lead a service, and then they show up the next Friday night, or on this occasion on a Saturday.
But that's not true because we have to spend a lot of times arguing about which songs we're going to do
That's right.
and which prayers we're going to do. It takes a lot of time.
Or you might be composing songs that have never existed,
That's true.
and we appreciate that.
I like doing that.
Or those in our community who are in need of healing, of body, mind, or soul. If you have a person in your life, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud as we continue with our prayer for healing. Page 38, Misha Berach.
Misheberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We offer these blessings for full healing to Ross Bagully, Sue Beiser, Chip Brown, Esther Jeunesse, Batchaya, and Blanche Deutsch, Chris Eldridge, Larry Ellens, Phyllis Finkelstein, and Carol Ann Finn, Sherry Frank, Deborah Goldman, Mark Grablowski, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Karen Hirschberg, and Rhea Ivry, Harriet Jaffe, Mary Sue Katz, Herman Keek, Phil Krasnow, Judith Landau, Russell Molina, and Bill Moltak, Stephen Reese, Bruce Rogers, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Alyssa Soslin, Dina Stempler, Merle Steyer, Richard Taxman, Jerry Weinstock, and Jeffrey Whitman.
Misheberach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We turn to page 40 and rise as we continue with the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Vail ma'divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei.
V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uv'izman kari.
Kari ve'yimiru. Amen. Yerhei shmei Rabbah mevarach. Olam olam ve'almaya. Yitbarach, Yitbarach ve'yishtabach, ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh, ve'yitadal ve'yitaleh, ve'yitalal, shemeda kutsha richu, le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata, tushbechata ve'nechemata, damiran me'alma ve'yimiru. Amen.
The Talmudic sage once taught that if one prays only according to the precise text of the prayer, but adds nothing from one's own heart, the prayer is not complete. As we continue the top of page 42, Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yagi tehilatecha.
May be seated when you've completed the Amida.
Oh, say shalom bimroma. Ruya shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru.
Imru, amen.
Ya'aseh shalom. Ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, oh, ya'aseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
To have so much energy on a Friday, I love it. Thank you. There's a wonderful section of the Mishnah which is written by Yehuda HaNasi in the 2nd century, and he says, there never were in Israel greater days of joy than Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur. So on Tu B'Av, the daughters of Jerusalem came out and they danced in the vineyards and they exclaimed the same thing. They said, young man, lift up your eyes and see what you choose for yourself. But the Mishnah compiled in the 2nd century says, there were no days as festive as Israel as the 15th of Av, which is Tu B'Av, and Yom Kippur. So I thought, all right, first, what is Tu B'Av? It's the Hebrew month of Av, and where is this festive of Yom Kippur coming from with everything else that we've known? So our rabbis explained that Yom Kippur, way back then, was symbolized by God forgiving Israel for the sin of the golden calf in the desert. Therefore, because the sin was forgiven, it was a time to rejoice. Now, Tu B'Av, which signifies the atonement of the sins of the spies. You might remember the story, the 10 spies, Joshua sends them out into the land to spy the land, see where they're going and what's it going to be like. Well, of the 12, 10 come back and they say horrible things, that there were giants and were like grasshoppers in the negative report of the land that the Israelites were about to enter. Still, when I studied the Mishnah, what did the rabbis possibly mean when they said, no days is festive for Israel as the 15th of Av or Yom Kippur? So they explained again, when we ever think of Yom Kippur as festive, they said that Yom Kippur was that day of joy because of forgiveness and the pardon that God gave for the golden calf. But the other one I didn't quite understand. And they said that it was on Tu B'Av, a very minor festival. This is where God forgave them, the 10 that came back with a bad report. So starting tonight on Tu B'Av, we start preparing. It's a whole different way of saying there's a spirituality coming to us in the month of Elul. That's the next Hebrew month to come. And we're getting ready for the days of awe. So in earlier times, there was the custom of Tu B'Av, like tonight, where actually they would start the greeting as you were leaving. You might say Shabbat Shalom, but you'd say Ketiva v'chatima tova, that you'd say, may your inscription and may you be inscribed and sealed for good in the book of life. The same blessing that we say on Rosh Hashanah. So we are supposed to simply enjoy this day of joy. Let our spiritual journey begin, though. That's where to understand as the holy day seasons begin. So as we begin the month of Elul, it's not a matter of whether you play pickleball or you go out and you golf, you run, you bike, but you always do it with a warm-up, hopefully. That's what this is all about as well. When we talk about a warm-up, Elul is just that. It's this pre-high holiday warm-up. Not everybody really gets to participate. If you're in the morning service, they sound the shofar during the month of Elul to say it's coming. The high holy days are coming. So we don't really want you to just show up on Rosh Hashanah, which is a month away, but we want you to have this preparation period, because to walk in without having stretched your soul inside, it doesn't really mean anything when you come for the holidays and just recite the words. So Colleen's going to explain to us an Elul tour that she's participating in, and they'll be coming here. And it's a very special moment you don't want to miss, because it's giving you the opportunity that you wouldn't otherwise have to open your spirituality inside of you.
Well said, Joel. I don't know how much more I need to say. How many of you guys read the newsletter, the B'nai Vail newsletter? So I've been putting a note in there, and I've been slipping a little sentence or two about the upcoming days of awe, and it feels like they're forever away. Why am I even talking about it? But it's because we are truly never fully prepared for what those days ask of us. But we can do the work to make our lives better and make the lives of people around us better. And I think it's one of my favorite parts of our Jewish tradition is that we're constantly doing this introspection and asking questions about the world, but about ourselves. And the singing that we did right before services, some of you were here, it warms the heart, it warms the soul, and that's the work that we're doing when we go on this Elul tour. So my dear friend Eliana Light, who wrote that I am yearning, she wrote that tune, and she wrote many beautiful, accessible melodies for everyone, especially if you're not a singer or you think you're a bad singer. It's an opportunity for you to come and practice your God-given right to sing and feel the power of song in community. So I hope you'll come be with us that weekend that we're here in Vail.
It's the first time that they're coming here. They've traveled around the East Coast. It's 4 or 5 musicians.
It's 5 of us, and our West Coast tour is going to end here.
First time ever.
In Vail.
So we want you to take advantage of that warm-up. I know you do all that stuff for golf and pickleball. We want you to do it for your soul as well. And it's going to be an amazing concert. They're going to come on a Thursday. It's in the evening. It follows, there's always a little food. We're going to have honey and challah and honey cake and all kinds of things before coming out here. And then we'll have them give a bit of a concert, would you say? Or
Yeah, it's kind of a concert, but it asks you to be involved spiritually and not just be entertained. It's not just entertainment.
And then on Friday night, the same group will be here, and we're going to continue that journey we have towards the High Holy Days. So it's really, we've never done this before, and I think it's going to be a very special moment.
Yes.
We now have, it's a beautiful song. It's called Kinneret Shali. And once again, we have Ruthie's going to be coming up. It's about my Kinneret. For those of you that have traveled to Israel, it's really, as you're driving bus or car, and the Kinneret's just off to the side, it's just a beautiful sight, and especially if you live there. And that was your home. So we'd like to introduce you again. It's got these romantic overtones, which is what the whole service has been, of love and longing for Kinneret Shali, my Kinneret. It's the beauty between the landscape and the emotions you feel, that when you travel to Israel, you don't just see another lake. You see Kinneret, which has such a history and beauty behind it. And it represents a sense of belonging and home and an essence of a connection to the land of Israel that we all feel when we go there.
לעבדו בזיעת אפיים מעולם מימים ארוכים ויוקדים של קציר מרומי עגלה מוסת אלומות לא נתתי קולי בשיר מעולם לא טעתי בתכלת שוקתה ובתום של כנרת שלי או כנרת שלי היית או חלמתי חלום שכנרת שלי או כנרת שלי היית או חלמתי חלום.
Thank you. Not only is Ruthie a beautiful singer, but author of 5 cookbooks that we found out about yesterday. And we were able to taste your amazing sesame cookies that we all enjoyed, and your good friends from Kansas City with Colleen.
Yes, I apologize. Some of you were not here yesterday morning when Ruthie and her husband Sammy gave a beautiful program of Ruthie's life growing up with Dutch parents in Israel and serving in the IDF, and her children serving in the IDF, and now her grandchild. And she is not only a published chef, but also a fashion journalist and has fashioned me in many, many outfits. And she is an acclaimed singer. She has gained recognition from acclaimed musicians in Israel and in the US, including 5-time Grammy Award-winning choral conductor Charles Bruffy, who works with her on these enchanting soirees that she hosts at their home now in Kansas City. And so I thought she was a perfect guest to bring in. So thank you, Ruthie, for coming and sharing your voice with us. You can
Thank you.
say thank you, yes.
Thank you. And if you'd like to check your newsletter bulletin that goes out, it goes out quite quickly. When we advertise that we have Jacqueline Saper, who's going to talk about from miniskirt to hijab, it filled up quickly. But when we said there's a private evening for 15 people to come, it filled up faster than breakfast before the mountaintop. So it's going to be wonderful to hear about what's happening in Iran now. That's in the evening. Then during the day, we'll be having some Persian food before we have our talk about her book, From Miniskirt to Hijab. Also, we have on Tuesday another very special Colleen moment where for those who, I thought some singers were really good.
I thought everyone sounded beautiful
Okay.
because the sound of voices together is a beautiful and powerful sound. But I'm on a mission to spiritualize everyone and get everyone to sing. So I will have my third song circle this summer, this Tuesday, on the patio right next to the water. It's absolutely magical. We just sit in the shade from 9:30 to 10:30 after some snacks and coffee and juice, of course. And I give you words, and I give you Hebrew, which some of you guys are familiar and some less familiar, but it's all very accessible. And I just love taking the intentions of our prayers and letting them really reach our souls.
And it
So
really
come join me.
stays with you. It stays with you the rest of the day, the rest of the week. You're here. You want to breathe in this beautiful air and the blue sky, the babbling brook. It was like Disneyland.
The birds sang with
just couldn't
us.
imagine. It was
You want to feel
absolutely
like
beautiful.
Snow White and come and sit with us.
Right. And then after we have the song circle with Colleen, 15 Israeli soldiers will be arriving Wednesday night, and they're going to be coming tired and hungry from Israel. So one of the things Janet is organizing with all of you who want to come join us is we're going to be making egg salad, tuna fish salad, things for them to have when they first arrive. So if you'd like to join us, the song circle's over. You'll feel quite calm. Come into the kitchen and we'll start cooking for them. So when they arrive on Wednesday, everything is there for them. And if you haven't signed up, you can still come with us tomorrow. What a difference from a love service to tomorrow's service in Leadville. That's like walking in your grandmother's house. When you see all the red velvet and the old synagogue, the old temple that's there, it's an amazing service that takes you back to the 1800s. So if you need directions or if you'd still like to come with us and join us in Leadville, we start a little early because it gets warm, but it's a beautiful drive, and we really hope that you'll be able to join us. And then the mountaintop service, of course, is coming. I think the whole breakfast is probably full, but we're looking forward to it, and we know I'll be sitting down with the Groblowskis and talking about the different parts of the service that we have. It looks like sunshine the whole way through, which is wonderful. And to top it off, David Ben-Gurion's grandson will be here to talk about what his Saba was like. And it's going to be wonderful. So you can come for it. There's 100 signed up for the breakfast, but if you don't want to come at 10 o'clock when he comes to talk here in the sanctuary. That's a lot to take in, but look at a bulletin, check it online, come join us and sign up for many of these things. It's not over because it just keeps on going until, the high holidays?
Yes. I can't wait. Are you prepared?
We're going
The answer
to.
is no.
That's one of our goals. Well, we're going to now return to our prayer books on page 60 as we rise, join together, Aleinu.
Aleinu
Shabeach
l'shabeach
l'Adon
l'Adon
hakol,
hakol,
לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. Tonight, to remember our loved ones who are no longer with us, it has been said that a loved one will always be with us while their name is still spoken. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind their names as they will live in our hearts forever. Phyllis Abramowitz, Fred Allen, Joan Barr, Gerda Barrett, Janet Brown, Joe Corbin, Abraham Ellis, and Mark Ettinger, Pauline Azursky, Leonard Frank, Norma Liefunger, and James Gaynor, Arthur Glickman, Harry Goldstein, Beryl Fine Goldstein, and Joseph Guss, Jerome Heffer, Kenneth Hertz, Judith Ann Hockman, Stephen Reed Hoff, Teresa Sosa, Eric Joss, Henry Kahn, Ida Kahn, and Stuart Camber, Selma Cohn, Norman Lansman, Betty Levin, Myrna Lieberman, and Samuel H. Marcus, Estelle A. Marks, Estelle Myers, and Victor Mikati, Joanna Minnie, Herman Moore, Pauline Morell, Shirley Mukasey, Joellen Multack, Robert Morris, Marvin Nachman, Jeremy Narenberg, and Gertrude Palico, Ruth Plotnick, Harold Pullman, Mary Port, S. Jerome Port, Sam Port, Pedro Prince, and Edna Corton, Regina Resnick, Regina Sheriff, and Khadja Khalina Schimmel, Sally Schnapp, Neil Schur, Myrna Sigmund, and Chuck Sklarowitz, Ellen Rhoda Solomon, Jay Soslin, and Betty Spitzmiller, Benjamin Stemple, Wynn Tanchel, Ann Tudanger, and David Waldman, Mary Weinstein, Morris Wetcher, Walter Wolf, and Jody Rubel, and Jürgen Yashik. Also, our sincerest condolences to Judy Mukasey, who lost her mother, Leah Krell-Weems, and to Janie Lipnick, who lost her mother, Gail Balin. Ted Janwin's cousin, Pearl Rieger, and Heidi Broski lost her mother, Susan Hookman, and her best friend, Molly. Also, our condolences to Carol Reichman on the loss of her sister-in-law, Shirley Heyer, and to Joan Frost and to Janet on the loss of their cousin, Marilyn Sachs. If anyone else is observing Yahrzeit this month. The Mourner's Kaddish on page 64 as we say together, Yitzgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imramein. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam omeo maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma v'imramein. Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom v'imramav, huya seh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imramein. May be seated. Again, Colleen, thank you. Thank you for being here for the summer and for being able to lead services while Michelle is on her way back to all of us. You know,
Thank you all for having me and for trusting me.
there's a tradition that you'll see in probably the more traditional synagogues, where while they're davening, there's a little bit of shuckling going on, and this is going back and forth, and it's to the rhythm of the prayers that you're doing. And it's common, and it's a really good feeling because you're allowing yourself to feel the prayers. Well, there was another guy who would do a little bit of shuckling, but he did it from side to side. And he would go back and forth, and his name was Elvis. I wasn't good at doing the back and forth part. But who would have thought? We were talking about what's a great love song that we want to do, and I never would have thought that he's part Jewish. So when you look at it, we looked him up, and his great-great-grandmother, Nancy Burdine, she was Jewish, and of course the lineage goes from the grandmother to the mother and all the way down. So I thought, no. So then I pulled up this picture of him, and it shows him wearing a chai at every one of his concerts. And it's not just a little decoration like you want to wear a chamsa or something. So I thought, okay, that's pretty convincing. And then I looked at his Graceland, and he has a big menorah inside Graceland that you can see. And I thought, well, no, that can't be. And then we looked at his mother's gravestone. It has a Jewish star on it. I thought, okay, he's Jewish. Yeah. So then we said, well, what's the best song that we could do? And
for Tu B'Av, we decided to go with Love Me Tender. So I hope that you can sing
for
this
for
the
Adon
words
Olam.
of Adon Olam. So please turn to page 66, and let's see how it works when we take Rabbi Elvis's melody
Right.
and put it to Adon Olam. Here it goes. It goes like this. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir
Everybody.
Nivra. All together now.
Swing in the hips.
Le'ed nasa v'chefzo kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh ve'hu yeh betifara. It works perfectly. Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni lehamshilo lehachbira beli reshit beli tachlit velo ha'oz ve'hamisra ve'hu eli v'chai go'ali v'tzur chevli be'et sarah ve'hu nisi umanos li menakosi beyom ekra beyado afkid ruchi ve'eti shan ve'aira ve'im ruchi geviyati Adonai li velo ira.
A little bit of hips going on.
It kind of works.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Let's rise for a closing blessing. We have this gorgeous challah that Janet made only a few hours ago. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen, in the shape of a heart.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu
Eloheinu
melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'ava. Shabbat shalom, and thank you.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom,
thank you.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey! Hey! Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bim. Chiri, biri, biri, bim. Bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bim.